Are you building a house in a subdivision and you're freaking out because rates are going up so quickly and your lender's telling you they can only lock for 30 to 45 days? Do you feel that way? And you're supposed to close in 6 months, you're buying from this beautiful subdivision, you're so excited, you picked out the flooring, you picked out the cabinets, you picked out the windows, you picked out everything, but you're not closing for 6 to 12 months and the lender won't lock your rate and you're watching the rates and they're going up and they're going up and they're going up and you're not sleeping. I hear this every day. Everyone on my team hears this every day. This is a very big issue in home buying right now, okay? And here's the thing, up until this year, no one was really doing super extended locks. And the reason is the market was going down to a large extent. So you're never gonna do an extended lock in a declining market. But now we're the reverse of that. We're like the climbing market on steroids. And it's making people really nervous, which in fairness, you should be. And the reason's this, if you get qualified to buy a house at 3%, and by the time you close, rates are 6%, I mean, that's a doubling, right, of your interest rate. Will you still qualify? And what's always intriguing to me is that we'll talk to clients, they'll be like, well, the builder's lender said they can't lock it for 30 to 45 days. And I'm like, well, what's your debt to income? They're like, well, we don't even talk about that. They just said to call back like 30 to 45. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, look, if I have a buyer and their debt to income's tight, like we're actually locking their rate while they shop right now because we don't want them to lose out. And that's something that I think is actually going to be a problem here in the next few months is you're going to start seeing, you know, you guys will have the opportunity to buy fully completed houses because the people who were meant to buy them, who had dreamed of them, don't qualify anymore. Okay, so how do we solve this problem, right? Because we don't just complain about problems, we solve them. Extended locks. Yeah, and not every company has this. So sometimes people are like, well, Jen, if you can lock a rate for a year, why isn't my builder doing that? They may not have access to the money or the ability to lock it up for that long. I mean, that's the thing, like being able to lock up huge chunks of money for an extended period of time, like you gotta be a pretty big company in order to do that. And we have the ability to do that. So we can do locks up to 365 days right now. I heard a rumor I'm supposed to be getting an 18-month. We'll see, we'll see. I got my fingers crossed on that. It could come out any day. So if you guys are looking for longer, call me. I'll let you know if we have it. But right now, up to 12 months for most loan types. Okay, there's some like, you know, if you're looking at $2 million, $3 million, I don't have a vehicle right at this minute to lock that up for a year. Will I in the future? Probably. I mean, guaranteed rate is all about making sure that we have the best options for you guys so that if you build your dream house, you're actually gonna get to live in it. So, okay, extended rate lock options. How do they work? Okay, it varies based on the product. So the loan type, as well as the period of the loan, how many days you need, there's different options as well. So with my team, you know, if we're talking about an extended rate lock, it's usually going to be myself or Jen Anderson on the phone with you because they're complicated. There's a lot to it. I need to make sure you fully understand it. You know, there's either a refundable upfront fee or a non-refundable upfront fee. We're definitely collecting an upfront fee on these locks though, because the moment that we lock that rate, we are spending money to keep that rate secure for you. So we do collect an upfront fee. Now, the refundable, okay, cool, I'll just give you a refundable and then if I find a better rate, I'll ditch you. No, not the way it works. So if you do the refundable lock option, you get that money back towards closing, provided you close with us. If you switch lenders, that money's gone. And that money's gone because once again, the moment I clicked that lock button, we started spending money in order to preserve that rate for you. Okay, now the refundable option is probably the one I use the most, especially like on VA. On VA, it's really good. Also, if you're like conventional, you don't have a ton of cash, it's great. Or if you don't want to, you know, the non-refundable option, you're paying a chunk of money up front that's really just going to that extended lock. Okay, and in certain cases, the non-refundable, the interest rate you'll get is lower than the refundable option. But you know, you have to have that cash available and be willing to do that. So we do have both options. Both options are great. You know, I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, oh my God, like I think about a lot of the extended locks we did in March, and I am so thankful because of where the market has gone since then. You know, one of my biggest, I remember like in February and March, I was like, who's not locked? Who's not locked? Like there was like this list, and we were just like trying to get everyone on it. Like, we gotta lock you, we gotta lock you, we gotta lock you. And at that point, you know, we weren't really talking about extended locks as an industry much, because, you know, 2020, 2021, why was no one talking about it? Well, rates were going down to a large extent, or they were still low. So it wasn't anything freaking anyone out. Whereas the trajectory of these increases this year has definitely caused concern. So I do think that we are going to end up, you know, not our team, because I've been really aggressive about this, but I do think in the industry we're going to see a lot of people who didn't know that they had the option to do an extended lock. They were counting on the builder's lender to educate them. They didn't get that education. They didn't know it was an option with another lender, and they can't make the payment on the new house, so they can't get the new house. So I want to make sure that doesn't happen. So if you guys are on any of those groups, like if you guys are in a new build subdivision and they have a, you know, new homeowners, almost new homeowners Facebook group, make sure that your friends know that extended lock options are available if the preferred builder's lender is not telling you guys, or they don't have them. That's another thing that was super shocking to me. Is I talked to one buyer, and he was a veteran, and the lender he was working with, I know they have extended rate options. And I'm like, why didn't they lock you? He's like, what? I'm like, they have extended rate options. They can do like up to a year as well. And he's like, they never told me. And that's the thing. You guys are in a world right now where it's like, not every lender is going to tell you all your options. They've kind of been order takers for the last 2 years, so they're going to expect you to ask for it, which is crazy because you guys aren't lenders. How would you know an extended lock option is or available, or if they have access, or what their capital market department can do? Like, how are you supposed to know that? So you've watched this video. If you got this far, you're empowered now. You know you can do an extended lock option on new construction. If you guys have questions, if you want to talk about extended lock options, call me. Get on our calendar. I am really big on this right now. Like, you know, we're doing the lock-in shops for people who are not new construction. New construction, we are locking you guys down. We just want you to sleep at night. We want you to sleep at night, and we want you to end up in your dream house. And based on what we're seeing with rates, the extended rate option is the pathway to getting there. So I hope this has been helpful. I am licensed in 48 states if I haven't already said it. Please reach out. Thanks, guys.